Did you?
Destroyed it. 27,000.
You made $27K in May, and that's like 4 months after starting your business.
Yeah.
$27,000 in 1 month.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, I had both Whirlpool and Frigidaire in the books.
Dude, that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, since going full-time in your business mid-January till March, you've already had Whirlpool and Electrolux that weren't the contract. Hey guys, my name is Andre. I'm director here at Appliance Service Master Class. We're joined here with Jordan Pavao of TurboTechs, our $1,000 grant winner from the business development course. Thanks for joining today, man. It's really good to see you here. Finally.
It's nice just to be here with you, man. Like, you know how it is. It's always good to talk, to get out. And, you know, coming out here from Kitchener is a little bit of a journey, but
hey, man, it'll be worth it. Got $1,000, so I think that's going to be worth it.
That's it, right?
What I really want to start with is just understanding how you got into the appliance industry. I think it's been a few years now since you've begun, but totally left field. You weren't in anything remotely close to appliance repair or electronics, and now, like, one of the best, I think, alumni we've ever had at the master class, literally. So tell me how you got started and where this all came from.
You know, I was a roofer.
Yeah.
Dirty grunt work, just labor.
Right.
You know, we broke my back, literally, got injured.
Oh, crazy.
And from there, Andrew had just recently moved out to Waterloo region. He was like, hey, man, I know that you're looking for work because, like, you're obviously not working now.
Right.
And they weren't taking me back to work under WSIB and all the COVID stuff. I had an opportunity to do an apprenticeship just for appliance repair, and
sweet.
You know, I went out to Nimbly Appliance. Shout out to Dennis.
Right? Dennis gonna love that. Yeah, but they took you on as an apprentice and like no prior training.
Pretty handy on a roof, right? So
yeah.
We had lots of hand tool usage. I had experience with electronics working back when I did like telecom. We did a lot of, you know, installations and radios and stuff like that for the wireless cell phones. From there, you know, I started to learn about it. He specialized in like LG and Samsung.
Yeah, which is great place to start.
Great place, because if I were to start in a company that only did Whirlpool, for example, I wouldn't be anywhere near as experienced as I am with seal system. Refrigeration is a huge part of repair in the appliance industry itself.
For sure. Yeah.
It's like I'm finding now, especially with like Whirlpool, we're getting a lot of calls where, you know, this company came out, they say it's a sealed system.
Right.
They don't do sealed system. Well, who's going to do it?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And then they'll call us and they'll send us out and I'll have a look at it. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's not sealed system.
Right.
I think it's just, you know, either the technician didn't want to do the work, said it was a sealed system to get out of it.
Yeah.
And then gone that route. For some guys, they just think, oh, it's not cooling, it must be a compressor.
Or they just don't know.
They just take a temperature gauge and look and shine it at the compressor and say, oh, it's too hot, you can fry an egg on it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, starting out with like LG and Samsung, we know that LG's compressors are not doing well.
Not the best.
Especially from 2020 with the R600 coming out and all that. So many sealed system jobs that we've done at Toronto Appliance Service that I'm sure you've done at Nimbly Appliance as well.
Yeah.
So crazy awesome learning opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we went from, you know, being with Dennis, rolling around on the ground for 2.5 hours, putting compressors in.
Right.
You know, me being on my own, doing 3 or 4 a day.
Yeah.
45 minutes in and out of the house.
Unbelievable.
Right? You know, and
crazy.
Thinking back, making the money that I was making on salary, right?
I remember
that all running job, like, you know, doing a sealed system for $20.
$25 for a full sealed system job, but that was the hourly rate that you were getting.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, it's just that some companies will pay technicians on an hourly basis.
Yep.
Without an incentive, especially when you're doing like gas service work or sealed system work. But the goal for every service company, I think, is having your technicians on a commission base. Yeah. And if it's mixed salary and commission, at least there's an incentive to do more and do better.
Yeah.
And then complete service calls 1 to 2 visits maximum.
I mean, even for me, that was always a goal. Yeah. In the beginning, you know, learning from Dennis, we learned a lot. A lot of it became, I don't want to say a guessing game.
Right.
But it was more or less, once you get to the call, you already kind of know what's happening.
Right.
So you can make it the assumption, you can check it out, have a quick look. You don't necessarily have to strip the whole machine down to pieces and you know, take your multimeter out and probe every single component.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's just not something anybody does.
For sure. Right.
Right? Appliance repair nowadays isn't about fixing the units anymore.
Right.
It's about coming up coming to a resolution for the customer.
True.
Right?
I like
so
that.
whether the customer likes or dislikes the machine, right? The service that you provide is what matters.
True.
Right? Because I could not fix the machine and get them an exchange or a return or tell them to buy a new one.
Right.
And they'd be more happy paying that $88 service fee or $195 labor charge just to get that information.
Just to have a solution at the end of all of this.
Yeah.
But that was like the start of your appliance repair training, is like you're going in as an apprentice, no schooling, background. Nimbley Appliance was fortunate enough to take you on and teach you the whole trade from start to finish. I think in your first year is how long it took to become proficient.
Yeah, I would say it took about a year.
Yeah.
A year to be more than confident enough just to get out there and get it done.
Right.
You know, in every job, it comes to a point where you don't know when that time specifically is. But you get to a point where you just know.
You're building that fault list in your head.
Yeah.
Right. You've done it enough times, or you've done enough warranty work. Well, you know, these dryers are having this issue and these washers are having that issue based on the symptoms that the customer calls for.
Yep.
And then so, taking in that first year of training, what materials were you using? Was it all just, watching the technician or dentist teaching you how to repair an appliance? Or did you go back to service manuals and were you trying to dive deeper into real wiring diagrams, schematics?
In the first year was a little tough because service manuals wasn't something that dentists really used.
Interesting. Okay.
Right? So he relied more on calling into tech support and asking for help.
Right.
Rather than looking it up in the service manual, because like a lot of times, I mean, I guess you can say with the older generation, they're not so tech savvy. They can't just, they don't want to have that time to go and look it up on their phone because it's a pain.
Yeah, for sure.
Even for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still kind of a pain sometimes. If you're in a rural area, you don't have good service, and you're sitting there for 5 or 6 minutes trying to wait for this page to load.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So, in that first year or so, it was more or less, it was work based on what we knew.
Right.
Whatever we were taught. Right? I mean, just like in any trade, if you want to be a carpenter, the guy shows you how to cut the wood, how to put the screw in, and then you just do it.
You got
instead of watching an instructional video of how to put in a screw.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So we were also fortunate enough that with LG came with the LG training online.
Right.
It had those little modules that you would watch. Say it was like similar to Whirlpool.
Yeah.
Where you watch a little module and there's a little test at the end of it, and it would show you if you're going to work on this machine and you get this error code. Eric Chevalier on there explaining to you every detail of every part and component, and it's a good learning tool.
Eric Chevalier was a trainer on the LG
training videos.
Oh, fantastic! He's amazing.
He's pretty good. I liked him.
Yeah.
I mean, LG for the most part was always good for the fact that they'd always have training, their tech support. I mean, I can't say all of the tech support agents were the best, but their tech support was usually very helpful. 95% of the guys that were there were always helpful on the phone. And
I mean, having that tech support first, like working for a service company that has a warranty contract is different than working for a service company or starting your career with a company that doesn't have any warranty contract.
Yeah.
Because you're missing that whole training, you're missing the whole tech support.
Yep.
You're missing literature from the manufacturer, accessibility.
Yep.
And that's something that, lucky enough with the master class, we are, trainers for Whirlpool.
Yeah.
So at Service Matters, when you sign into Whirlpool's technician portal, you get access to their success training. And the same thing as LG. You got training that is on dishwashers, operation, and troubleshooting. Same with microwave, stove, refrigeration, sealed system, everything.
Yeah. And
they walk you through wiring diagrams, schematics, what does it look like when you're testing the components, and what readings should you get for your multimeter.
Yep.
It's really like the one-stop shop for training.
Yeah.
And so you were really fortunate to join a company that has that, especially from the LG side.
Yeah, because LG is one of those companies, at least on the Canada side, where there's available.
Yeah,
right. Even now, if you were to go and work on an LG product out of warranty, just as a service technician, and you get to a call, you get to the unit. First of all, find the model number. Right. Try and bring up a parts list for that model number on Amory or Reliable.
Possible.
Marcone sometimes has some of the stuff, but trying to find it is the hardest part. Right. Being with Dennis at that time, eventually we got to the point where we had our own actual login to log into the database.
Right.
So then we can now have a mobile app that we had to bring up our service manuals.
Right.
Once we got in touch with the service manuals, I would say the calls to tech support slowed down.
For sure.
And then until I get to a point where it's like, service manuals, I've exhausted this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do anything more. What's left?
Yeah.
What can we possibly look at? You know, and then they have more access to things like service bulletins, or, you know, they have the experience. Some of the guys there worked at Sears 20 years ago.
Right.
Right. So they have this little bit of like, oh, hit it with a can of CO2 upside down to freeze the sensor and see what the reading is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right.
Something weird, right? Like something that you wouldn't think of as a normal technician.
Exactly.
Or someone that learned by the book or in school.
For sure. Exactly.
Right. So that kind of guidance from them was always good. Whirlpool right now and Electrolux they're our big two. Right. We have a lot of focus on Whirlpool.
Right.
Electrolux, I've worked for a company that did Electrolux warranty. Even there wasn't a volume where it was in that region specifically. I would say there isn't that kind of volume where, you can build a business solely on working for them.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Whirlpool, you can almost guarantee that you can just work for them and nobody else.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, with Whirlpool, like even here, there were days where like 60 calls per day.
Yeah.
New calls per day. Like,
yeah.
What I appreciate about them is like they're so, forward in the education front. So they joined the college that we opened. They joined the master class, allowed us to open in Vancouver and to offer sealed system training in every major city in Canada.
Yeah.
And I love working with Whirlpool, and they'll like single-handedly grow your business for you.
Yeah.
They're amazing to work with.
They brought me in. We went down to the warehouse in Milton. They had a day with reliable parts that they put on a training day.
Right.
So I did that with another company.
Yeah.
And then they called us out privately, like personally
That's awesome.
I guess it would be to all the ASCs in the area.
Right.
All you guys come out. We're going to do a hands-on 2 days, full day's work.
Right.
Playing with just refrigerators and R600A.
Awesome.
So it was like we were Frankenstein this compressor into this fridge and cut evaporators out of here.
Yeah.
And try a longer run, see how much we would need to charge it. And
that's amazing.
It was amazing, right? Patrick and Michelle that came out there. I mean, those two guys right now. Unfortunately, they're saying when I was there, that was the last training session they were going to do.
Right.
Person. So now everything's going into online and video, right?
Right. Right.
It's going to be a little bit different that way because you don't get that hands-on trying to put a lock ring fitting on.
Exactly. But also the other side of that is like they offer these in-person trainings because most technicians, if they're not doing sealed system work, they don't have the tools to do the sealed system work.
Yeah.
So without having the proper training on someone else's tools, it allows them to sort of get that spark to think, okay, I could actually do a compressor replacement. Now I'm going to invest in sealed system tools.
Yeah.
The recovery machine, the recovery pump, the gauges, everything you need, a turbo torch, which comes out to just over $2,500. But to do it, I mean, I would say start off, Amazon and secondhand if you can.
Yeah.
And buy into the good stuff, the yellow jackets.
I mean, now, my system that I have, I built my sort of work life as, I want to just shorten and compress everything down to as little as possible.
For sure.
I don't want to have 3 or 4 gauges in my truck. I want to have one gauge. Yes, that's right. A bit of money, but I have one gauge that does everything. All of my seal system gear is like top line. I'm not going to use a smaller vacuum because it was cheaper.
Right.
I'm going to use something that's now R600 friendly.
Sweet.
So I have one pump. I don't need to carry 2.
Exactly.
And I use a dual, I guess you could say dual stage. 2-stage vacuum.
Yeah.
So it draws a deep vacuum.
Yeah.
I can draw a fridge down in less than 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
I don't need to wait 40 to 45 minutes and spend all that extra time during a sealed system, which is something that we had with Dennis as well. So Dennis always invested in having the good equipment, the yellow jacket tools to make sure that we were in and out, we were efficient, we made sense of what we were doing. Because last thing we needed was to only do one compressor in a day.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah. And that's why I want Whirlpool to continue investing in that in-person training because it's not as expensive, let's say, taking out the master class, and they have an availability to host more students, more technicians, and then really ignite, like I said, a technician to do sealed system job. It's such a big part of the business. It's such a great and lucrative revenue stream for the business if you just invest time to learn how to do it. And then, like we said, you used to do sealed system repair or compressor replacement in like 2 hours. and you boiled it down to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you had the opportunity to learn how to do it faster to get to the next call. Even though you were paid hourly.
Yeah.
$25 to do a whole sealed system job.
Well, it's not, I wouldn't say it was hourly. It was a salary. There was a salary pay.
It's salary, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just had my 7 calls to do, but it was based on an hourly wage.
Right.
So I could say $25 an hour, 40 hours a week.
Right.
This is how much it's going to make you in a year. This is your paycheck every week.
And now if you were to do a sealed system job for Whirlpool, how much do you get paid for that?
I think Whirlpool is giving us $275 on the warranty stuff.
Yeah.
Even so Whirlpool also gives us the COD as well, which means we charge the Whirlpool COD, which is $398. Yeah, but we still get that $275.
Right.
Which I'm okay with. I mean, for me to go and do it under warranty, that's an extra $275
for sure
that I wouldn't have made to begin with, right?
Plus materials and plus other things.
I mean, that all gets covered from them anyways. All my lock ring fittings I can order.
Exactly.
They have... Whirlpool has so many parts that you can order now to do sealed system. Where most of it can be as that write-off, as you can say. You can claim it under warranty, sandpaper.
But then out of warranty, you're charging like $390, $450 for a sealed system.
Yeah, so ours is $398. We're at about $450 after tax.
Right. And customers are still looking to replace the compressor rather than purchasing a new refrigerator. So going in from your, first 2 years of training with Nimbley Appliance, getting through the appliance trade, when did you feel that, okay, I'm ready to start my own business? This is what I really want to do. I understand how it works. Yeah. Now, walk us through, when did you decide, all right, I'm good to go on my own. I think I'm ready.
That happened over time. So we always went into every call like this was our own business, like we're trying to encourage our name, right? And, obviously do good for the company as well. Yeah, that's what made us the technicians that we were at the time. Mm-hmm. The way that things happened, I started, we started hearing from the administrative side of that company, which was like, funds are low and we're trying to find ways to make money. Yeah. So that was one of those things, I kind of decided, let me learn more. Let me go to school. Let me find something out. That's when I found you.
That's right. Last year, I was like August 2023. Yeah. And now it's August 2024. And man, what a year it's been for you. I think I was there every step of the way. Yeah. But, so leading up to that point it was
more or less, I wanted to learn about the business so that I could have a more, I would say, administrative role with Nimbley as well, where I can train technicians, run it from the office, be the tech support there for them. Yeah. Things obviously wound up differently because, once you learn something, you figure out, I could improve it this way. I feel like I can be more productive for the company this way.
Having a stake in the business allows you to put in more effort where, having your own company or a stake in the business means that you're putting in unpaid hours. Yeah. You want the success and you're going to put in the effort for the success of the business, which in turn is your success for life. So I appreciate that whole initiative. Yeah. And you wanted to learn the whole business side, which is great. Yeah. And the commission base is why we're so strong on it, is because of the accountability. Yeah. Accountability on technicians to perform well, to complete calls within 1 or 2 visits. Yep. Recalls happen, and that's okay. Yep. But to ensure that the technician is accountable for the recall, it's commission-based. Yeah. So you get paid only when the call is complete. That's right. Right? And so, and I can appreciate you going out on a limb and negotiating that for yourself. Yep. And putting yourself a little bit more at risk of being more accountable. 100%. You're putting yourself at a higher standard as well.
And I can also not make as much money.
It's true.
I ended up working for another company as well, and went in for commission there, and did pretty well for myself there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you work because your morals are your morals, and you can only work and be that kind of customer service representative that you want to be. Yeah. And whether or not the company you work for is agreeing with that is a different story altogether. Because, when talking to you, and then, I opened up my own business license. I got insurance because I wanted to learn all of these little things. And I started contacting all these businesses. We got Dennis on a CRM, you know what I mean, on Jobber.
Oh, sweet.
And when we started learning about that, then it's like, okay, well, this is now a new step in our business, or in Denver's business as well. Yeah. Where we can now be fully mobile. We don't have to come back for paperwork and stuff like that. Yeah, an extra call can just be sent, or everything is just documented online. So now when customer calls in, an administrator doesn't have to open a filing cabinet.
And that's another thing, like a CRM or a customer relationship management system. It's so important to any business. Yeah. And doing pen and paper, it's the old way of doing it, but it's 2024. Yeah. I don't believe when I hear companies on pen and paper, it's like, what year are we in? How is that even possible? Well,
One of the things that I find was like the biggest argument of not going digital was, well, what if the power is out or the grid is out, or what if there's no cell phone service? Well, the argument then is going to be, well, if there's no power, there's no appliances running.
Well, exactly. Yeah, so you can't even go and do a call.
You're not really doing it. You're not working, right?
Right.
So,
that's an interesting thought. I don't think I've ever come up or heard anything like that going on. Like House Call Pro is a big one I get people to use, or Jobber, because it's so inexpensive to start off, right? $60 a month to manage your whole business.
Yeah, House Call Pro is definitely a good price point.
Yeah, but even with Jobber, I understand it's a little bit more expensive, but it does everything you need.
Yeah, it does everything. We have mapping, we have routing, we have we have the digital,
the automations. You click on my way, and it sends a text to the customer saying, Andre's on his way to your house right now. He's 15 minutes out. Track him here. Taking the business course, we had 10 modules. You submitted your business plan, financial plan. You got the $1,000 grant. Just walk us through the business course itself. Did it do anything for you as a business owner? Did it help you start up your business? And then business modeling, choosing the right price points for your services.
Yeah.
So how was the business course for you? Was it at all beneficial for your business?
Of course it was beneficial, right?
Yeah.
Looking at it, the way that you have everything broken down, just do it, right? How to create an advertisement, you have it there step by step, right? Run it, try it out.
Right.
When we're sitting there, at our computers, our tablets, we can be doing it while you're doing it, which is everything that I did. For me, if we're learning about it, do it, try it out.
Exactly.
Everything is a step-by-step process. You do one advertisement, the second one will be better.
Exactly.
The third one will have an improvement. You'll tweak this, you'll change that. Yeah. And then you'll just find what works for you and how you present yourself.
And you'll see what converts better. Like you're from the Kitchener Waterloo area.
Yeah.
Our adverts might be different than ours, although we're using the same key points.
Yeah.
Discounts here and, free diagnostic or whatever you're using for your adverts. And it's working. It's converting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your structure of showing us the three methods of charging.
Right.
The Torontonian, the
gloss over.
The transparent, right? Yeah. We stuck to, I don't want to say it's the gloss over, but it's a little mix between a gloss over rate and a flat rate service.
Right.
Because our initial service call is at that flat rate service price, you can say,
for sure,
whether it's $20 less or $20 more than the other guy. We're on the lower end of that middle ground,
right? And we teach you guys, like in the business course, you have to identify who are your competitors in the area and then survey them. Call the service company, ask what they're charging for a diagnosis fee. One's charging $120, one's charging $65. Great, you're charging $88.99. Like that.
Yeah, ours is $80.49.
Sweet.
$100 after tax,
which is awesome. At least you got that.
That one bill or something if they want to pay cash, right?
Yeah.
Some customers are more than happy to just have that $100 to pay for if they don't want to go with the repair.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So it leads us to providing at least an affordable service for something that isn't expensive to begin with.
Exactly. And then in a business course, we have 10 modules like the leadership, growing a successful business, marketing, advertising. We look at raising money, whether you're in the startup phase or you're in the growth phase or expansion phase. It's you have to raise money at every point. And most businesses start off bootstrapping. They don't take money from the bank or from friends or family.
Yeah.
They do service calls and then reinvest the profits back into their business, whether it's into more advertising or anything like that. So when you started your business, what were the funding options that you took? Did you take the bootstrapping route, or did you, raise money for the business?
My biggest hurdle was having the credit that was good enough to get the Futurepreneur grant, for example.
For sure.
Credit wasn't good enough to get it.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's do I really need $40,000, for example,
right,
to start this business? Not really.
Yeah. Precisely.
My biggest, I guess you can say, achievement was that I was still working when I had opened the business.
Right.
And I kind of used this business as fishing money on the weekend. From there, it just kind of grew into this thing where now every dollar that I'm making is just going back into, building a vehicle, getting equipment, buying tools, making sure I have everything to do the jobs that the manufacturers are asking me for.
Because you started your own company, TurboTechs, while you were fully employed as a technician at a company. And that's where most technicians start off, because you gain your experience, over the three years, and then you decide to open TurboTechs, get into the master class for the business development course, but you're still working full time.
Yeah.
So you're growing your 5 to 9 business after hours, 5 to 9, and then going to work 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Which is a great place to start. And then you were, you quit your full-time job to start this business now, and then now this became your full-time career.
I mean, it's more than full-time at this point.
I know. You went from, 9 to 5 to 24/7. Yeah, that's really what it is as a business.
It's kind of crazy, in the beginning, it's more or less you want to hustle, you want to try and, get a Whirlpool contract, you want to get an LG contract, you want to get Frigidaire.
Yeah.
And you reach out to all these manufacturers, and now all of a sudden, out of 7 contacts, you've now acquired 3 of them.
So you started your business in January full-time.
Full-time.
When did you get your first warranty contract?
February.
So you got, in how many weeks is that?
So midway through January is when I got,
full-time into your own business.
Full-time into the own business. Yeah. And I think it was about mid-February we got in with Whirlpool.
That's crazy. 4 weeks you got your Whirlpool contract.
Yeah. So that was literally just me figuring it out, using a lot of the networking skills that you gave us.
Awesome.
Go on LinkedIn and message
Ryan Monaghan.
Right.
Yeah.
So we messaged him, he got us in touch with somebody. We messaged Frigidaire, and then they got us in touch. Well, Frigidaire was a little bit different. It took a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because we ended up getting sent to the U.S.
Oh, I see.
Onboarding. And they just said, well, this is for the U.S. You guys are in Canada. We're going to send you the contact information for the Canadian side. So then we ended up getting in touch with the Canadian side, and within a couple of days, we had a contract.
So how long from mid-January till the Electrolux contract?
To be 100% certain, but it was around that same time as Whirlpool.
No way.
Yeah,
so in, let's say, 6 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks, I had both Whirlpool and Frigidaire in the books.
Dude, that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Like, going full-time in your business mid-January till March, you've already had Whirlpool and Electrolux warranty contract.
Yeah, and then we had like a few of them, like SOS warranty we got on there.
Yeah.
We had a contact that used to work at Samsung, which now is working at Medea.
Oh, great.
So we ended up contacting him and saying, hey, we ended up opening our own business.
Right.
You guys are looking for another service center just to have someone poke around.
Yeah.
I know that you guys offer, so like with Medea, they do offer tech support to anybody that calls.
That's amazing.
Just if you have a Medea product you're working on and you call in, they'll give you the help.
That's awesome.
So we ended up getting very fortunate that we ended up getting that contract as well. And that took a day.
That's unbelievable.
Right? The same day we contacted our friend there, he gave us the contract that day. It was
networking is so important.
Delivered. Yeah, 100%. Like networking has probably been my biggest tool so far.
That's awesome.
So, in the beginning stages in January, I think we had a revenue of like 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then in February, we were told by, I think it was Futurepreneur, where they were saying, we want to see a minimum of $10,000 a month for 6 months.
Oh, wow. Great. Good goal and set yourself.
So we were like, all right, well, it's February. Let's make $10,000.
Right.
Knocked it out by 200 more. So it
no way.
200 in February.
Second month in business.
That's
right.
Amazing. So we were like, we got excited. So we kept that momentum going.
Yeah.
Into March, made 16,000.
Wow.
Kept that momentum going.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, so now our goal is to hit that magical number that Andre said was that you could make 20,000.
Yeah.
And Iman destroyed it.
Seriously? Did you?
Destroyed it. 27,000.
You made $27K in May, and that's like 4 months after starting your business.
Yeah.
$27,000 in 1 month.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was.
So how much? That's crazy. How much has it been, on a monthly basis since May? Like June, July?
It's been around that 23, 22, 24.
Nice, man.
May, I was hustling in May, though. Like May,
sure. Yeah.
I was doing 12 calls by myself. I'd have Andrew come and help me for those stack units and stuff. And, I did a lot of work, and I was feeling the burnout, man. Like,
we're talking about that.
But at the end of the day, I kind of just kept pushing through, and eventually I found that, second tank of gas, and
unbelievable.
Now we're just in that process of trying to find a technician. I've worked with a couple of people so far. I had one guy that was with me for more than a month, and sometimes the job just doesn't suit people, and
it's true.
Can't. Yeah. Not every industry has an easy hire. Right.
Yeah.
You look at someone like Starbucks, they might hire 15 people, and by the end of the month, they might only have 6 left.
It's true. Like we do at Toronto Appliance Service, we train our technicians, we bring them in, we give them that co-op, and out of the 6 that start with us, maybe 1 stays.
Yep.
But the ones that do stay are now with us 3.5 to 4 years.
Yeah.
And what we've known in the industry is like if they stay 3 years or longer, they're probably going to be lifetimers.
Yeah.
They're going to stay with you for 10, 15 years. And so finding those people, it's hard to come by, but once you get them and they stay the 3 years, they're going to be with you for the long run, which is fantastic. And, you know better than most others, not everyone wants to own their own business because it is extremely challenging.
It's not easy,
but it's gratifying.
Yeah.
It's not easy work, but once you build your process and you get your contracts and, you're lucky you have your wife that helps you on the administrative side. Because, of course, you're the technician in your business and your wife is doing all the admin work on the back end. And imagine you had to do all that yourself.
There wouldn't be enough time in the day.
No way.
24 hours is not
When
enough.
would you sleep? Yeah, right? Your weekends will be shot. You probably wouldn't be doing 12 calls a day.
No.
It'd still be, profitable.
Yeah.
But it's so much administrative, especially with warranty. So you set yourself up in your business well. You built a great team, which is the first thing you do in a business.
Yeah.
And then you built out a great product and service, and the rest is history. Right? So you did extremely well. It's unbelievable.
I mean, the last year in 5 months. Yeah, like in 1 year, going from, being an employee, the last 5 years has been a huge change in my life too, right?
Yeah.
I was a roofer, die hard. Like, I'm probably going to be stuck in this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I'm a journeyman. I know what I'm doing. I can take anybody. I can make a group. I can train.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had my own subcontracting at the time too, so I was able to do my own roofs.
Exactly.
But it was more or less like I got hurt and it showed me really quick that
life-changing.
Life changes really fast. Money's not everything. Working as a roofer in the union.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of people see that kind of money in a week.
True.
Right?
True.
And, that's somebody's like monthly salary sometimes. Wow. Right? And it was one of those things where I was working for my family. My wife was able to stay home and raise my daughter herself. We didn't have to struggle very much.
Yeah.
I just broke my back doing it.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
And, it quickly makes you realize that, there's something better in life than just working hard. Working for somebody else is always good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's teaching you the ropes and showing you the way. But we're not like that. We want to work like horses. We want to make a lot of money. We want to build a great life for our family.
That's right. I want to continue to push and
that's true.
See how far I can take something, right?
Right.
Exactly. Everything that I've done so far has been taken to a professional level.
Awesome. In the business course, so you had to participate in all the modules. Every Monday, we have the sessions online. You have to submit your business plan, submit your financial plan, and then you get $1,000 grant, dude, cash, e-train.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like that paid for my rent that month.
Yeah, I'll see. There you go. And we provide that as a startup fund. It's a great
something. Yeah.
For the course.
Yeah.
And we give that a little bit back to you to feel like, first, we want you to build out your business. And the only best incentive is, well, we'll give you cash if you actually build your business.
Well, if you actually do something.
Exactly.
Right.
And you did. And you participated through the course. You finally submitted your business plan. It's true. And not a lot of people get to the end and submit that work that they have to. And then you got it.
That's the key, right? Start the business plan.
It's really it, man.
Do it.
Just do it.
It's not like this course isn't designed to teach you how to work on the appliance.
Yeah.
Right? This is how to do everything else in the background.
Exactly.
Right?
How to be a successful business owner.
Yeah. So for us, it was always, keep pushing, keep trying, do what Andre says,
True.
Not like, he's not going to tell you to jump off a bridge, but he's going to say, just do your business plan.
Literally, just get started.
Right? Like this course is designed about building a business.
Yeah.
Well, the business plan, I don't care what business you're running. Without that business plan, you're never going to get funding from anybody.
That's true.
You're not going to get looked at. No investor is going to talk to you because the first question they're going to ask you is going to be, what? Do you have a business plan?
Exactly. Do you know
what is your plan? Or what are your numbers?
Precisely.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't really know my numbers that well. I can't say that I do.
But you can pull them up.
But we can pull them up. I can look at them.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I know that we made that 27 in revenue, and we kind of looked at it and we're like, we crushed it this month, but I'm tired.
I know. Exactly. So now you're building up.
But we know it's possible.
We
know how much we can take care of, right?
Yeah. That's how much one technician can do.
That's right. If I had a technician that was full-time with me, then yes, they would definitely be contributing to that.
Probably 80% they would reach.
That's right. So if
15 to 18,000 for a warranty contracted business, a technician.
Yeah.
should be able to bring in revenue $18,000 per month.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Full-time technician that is doing warranty work for multiple warranty contracts.
Yeah.
Plus COD.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get to $18,000 revenue for the month.
Yeah.
You know? And that's where you guys are at right now. It's like you have
trying to get to that next step.
Yeah, you have the technician, which is yourself. You have the business side, which is you and Christina.
Mm-hmm.
And really, your next step is now growth, expanding the team.
Yeah,
right. You're not going to expand to Vancouver from Kitchener.
Probably not.
But you can expand your team and expand your immediate area of service.
Yeah, like we do cover large areas. We have a huge radius. We have a lot of area that we cover. And we do, because of that CRM system, because of the way that we've set up our system, so we do almost kind of like a rotation where it's like, this day we're going to be in the south side, then we're going to move into the west, into the north the next day. And, we have a lot of work that's scheduled appropriately, or where we try and make it like a straight line across the region.
Exactly.
Where
building a process for your business.
Yeah.
And all that it is.
Yeah. So like a lot of the tools that you've given us has shown us like there's an easy way.
For sure.
And then there's like, if you didn't do it or you don't put the effort in, then you're not going to succeed in that fashion.
Exactly.
Right? If I were to work in a region like in Toronto or in like the GTA, I think I would have a harder time with it.
For sure.
Driving in the city is like you can go 4
kilometers for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's crazy. And I'm covering, 60 kilometers in 30 minutes.
That's unbelievable. And like I said, you're like the biggest success I think we've ever had so far. We had other companies like in Alberta, in Vancouver. We have companies who are doing over 20K. They have 2 or 3 technicians, right?
Okay.
They started with a bigger team, and they're doing it. Which is great. But to do it by yourself, just you and your wife, crazy that you've done that already.
Yeah, I mean,
it's pretty amazing. So I just want to present that check to you because it's finally yours to have. Man, there you go. That's a
look at that
brand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
I appreciate that, man. Like,
very well.
This has been the best process I've ever had.
Yeah.
In terms of, going to school and learning something and actually getting it.
Exactly. Actually getting $1,000 from this. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm happy you finished it because a lot of people don't finish it. And that's the thing about the business course. We don't want you to fail at it. It's probably created at every level to make you succeed.
Yeah.
But like you said, you just have to start it. You have to put in the effort.
But again, like you leave the opportunity open. We can continue to come back to the course. We can come back every week.
Right.
I mean, even if you didn't get it your first try through, get it the second.
Exactly.
Get it the third.
And so we have people doing it 3 times now.
Right. So even if you get on the third time, you still have this offer. It's still there.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. Thank you, guys. My name is Andre. I'm director here at Appliance Service Master Class. We just gave a $1,000 grant to Jordan Pavao from TurboTax. Great job, man. Congratulations.
Hey, man.
And
it was a pleasure. I mean, I loved it.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Thanks.
All right. I finished. Here at Appliance Service Master Class, we're a small team doing big things. Make sure to purchase the Appliance Service Blue Book with the link below to empower your business today.